Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader and in this video, let's take a look at Bitcoin for this session. Today, the general market is closed. However, we have Bitcoin 24/7. That's the best advantage of crypto right now, that you don't have to rely on the big players when they open the market or when they close the market. But anyways, in this video, we'll talk about Bitcoin holding this trend line, definitely. And is this a clear indication now that as the market would start to open tomorrow across the board? Because Bitcoin is also in many spot ETFs and all, which is traded by big institutions, and volume comes from those areas as well. So that will definitely add a volatility in the Bitcoin. So how should we look at going forward? Are we good to go for the upside, or are we still seeing some weakness? Before going further, please hit the like and subscribe if you find my videos valuable and helpful. Also, please note, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. Also, I'm a bit under the weather, so pardon me if you hear my coughing or sneezing, but I'll try to cut that out from the video. But anyways, so let's jump right into it. So this trend line that I mentioned on the daily interval yesterday is holding. It's holding today also. We are seeing some bounce over there. Now, as I have mentioned to you guys, that when we are in the overall bearish structure, which we are on the weekly interval, okay, you can use this reference line for that, right? We are overall in the bearish structure on the weekly interval on Bitcoin. So you have to use on the daily interval when a higher time frame takes precedence, okay? So the lower time frame, this reference line is weaker, or this when overall structure is in the downtrend, the any uptrend line or the structure is going to be weaker because overall structure will take precedence, and thus an uptrend in the downtrend overall structure, which uptrend on the lower time frame, may always stay weak unless we get some strong confirmation, which I have previously said is above 73,000, because that's where the weekly interval will still be in the second phase of the rebound, but at least the bottom pit of that weakness will be out of the way, and we'll have one leg up confirmation for a strengthful daily interval structure at least start to turn around, which in itself will be a strength. So that's where some more possibility of strength, where with higher conviction of uptrend, is where would build for us. However, this, as I have previously indicated to you, is all good sign of bottom. I definitely don't want to repeat myself here. To save time, please go and check out my videos on Bitcoin on my channel to get some more background about why $60,000 area is so important. Also, if you are interested, check out my members only videos, trade plans and must buys. I talk there for the members. You can check those videos out if you are interested on my channel. Now, so let's go to the hourly interval on Bitcoin here. So I provided you a downward moving reference line yesterday. And then I also mentioned that we will have to either we break out this reference line right away and get above the zone, which will start to give early indication. We did that, however, just the very next candle sold it off. It's a bummer, okay? And that's the whole point. Since overall structure is bearish, trading an uptrend on the lower time frame will be difficult. You have to take it as a rebound, which means you should only trade small positions and with the stop loss right below those zones, right, where the structure is turning around. But remember, overall structure is bearish, so there is always finicky reverse trends, okay? You should be mentally prepared. If you are trading a rebound, either have a wider stop loss or be prepared that there will be multi-day uptrend, as it will begin on the rebound side will be weaker. And unfortunately, that's what happened, but we did see some early first signs of breakout. However, the second level that I gave you, the second zone, let's get rid of this line here. We don't need that anymore. The second zone I gave you, which actually, if I put that line back, happened at the intersection of the daily interval uptrending line and the lower time frame near term downtrend line. We had at that intersection a turn around there. So, but the point is that we are still in the weakness. Yes, we are still in the weakness, but it's a good sign that we are holding the support of the line. But at this point, you will still have to, that's why I'll always stay with the levels and trend lines as a reference. We'll still have to get above this $69,000 area. We have to get above this blue box before again that strength is possible to build up. Okay, again, I do think we won't go below $60,000, but this bottom formation will take a while. And so far, I'm seeing that at least we are not collapsing. Okay, we are not like forming continuous downtrend. The thing is trying to stabilize, and it's in itself good enough. It has grabbed more liquidity down here. Okay, right underneath that zone. So that's what Bitcoin is doing right now. This was a previous breakout zone, right? 68,249, which it tried to hold. Strong volume came to the breakout, but market makers and the big players said, whoa, wait, we just missed out so much liquidity down there. So it's very easy to move the price. So what happens is market makers have the responsibility and obligations to provide the liquidity for the bid and the ask, even if there are no buyers and sellers. But market makers wants to remain neutral. Okay, they want to have their exposure neutral, even though they will facilitate by selling or buying if there is no other liquidity, which means it gives them a lot of power. So if they see, oh wait, there is a lot of liquidity here, and they want to neutralize their their whatever previous buying or selling they had to do to provide liquidity, they will remove their liquidity from the current place. If there are no buyers or sellers, price will start to go in the direction where high liquidity is. Okay, so that's the whole, and Bitcoin is all, that's the whole thing with Bitcoin is so liquidity hungry always, because buyers are and sellers are always at the zones of the chunks, right? And over the weekend the liquidity grabs will be much more higher because there is less volume from the institutions, and that's why you will see most liquidity grabs over the weekends as well. So that's pretty much what happened, is the liquidity grab again, and but we are coming back up there. Okay, so however, we'll still have to get above this $69,000. That will open up the doors to again like $73,000, but again that will is just in the formation of a rebound. If anytime we start to lose this trend line, as I have previously told you, let's get to the daily interval. All right, what will happen is, we'll most likely this time lose this zone, guys, 66,000 to 64,000. I don't want to say it's guaranteed. We always have to trade with the structure, and as if we lose the trend line, at least we're gonna get to this zone, and there's high likelihood we'll lose this zone, and we're gonna go for a double bottom test. Now at that point, it's important we bounce back up from here and then get above again 66,000 to 65,000, and that's where this will confirm as a double bottom. So most likely if that happens, we'll have to see it like that, then only double bottom will confirm here. Okay, excuse me. But anyways, right now I'm not seeing signs of those breakouts. We are still the flushes to the downside. I'm not seeing signs of that. We are still holding the trend line strong enough, but we have to get above this zone and start to stay above this zone for hours, like $69,000 area where I have provided you the blue box. So that's very important. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about in this video, guys. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm still, at this point bullish, but as I have previously told you that bottom formations can take a lot of time. Okay, especially on the instrument like Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin once has gone for 10 months sideways as well. It doesn't have to go sideways 10 months, but remember, to turn around the ship, which momentum is to the downside, it has to start the accumulation phase, right? So right now it's early signs, but so far things are holding good and fine. But again, be prepared. We are still just in the rebound phase. So the upside will be a little bit finicky to begin with. And once we gain some strength around $73,000, that's where some momentum strength will start to come in on the Bitcoin to the upside. All right, guys, that's all I had. Please hit the like and subscribe if you found it helpful and valuable. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.